Ivana Trump was once in the spotlight for her beauty and strength. In her last months, she faced pain, loneliness, and grief. She pulled away from the public, hiding her struggles. The world paid attention not only to her sad ending, but also to her funeral. An unexpected event took place during the service. One guest surprised everyone with their presence. To understand why this moment mattered, we need to look into Ivana's life and the people around her. Ivana Marie Zelnichkova was born in a small town that few could find on a map, Gotwaldov, in Czechoslovakia. Today, it's part of the Czech Republic. She was born on February 20th, 1949. Her childhood was a mix of warmth and strict discipline. Her father, Milos Z, was an electrician who believed in hard work. Her mother, Marie Franova, split her time between her job as a telephone operator and caring for Ivana. As a child, Ivana was far from ordinary. By age 4, she was skiing down slopes with precision that amazed adults. Her father saw her talent and became her first and toughest coach. During the communist era, it was hard to dream big beyond the borders of Czechoslovakia. But for Ivana, skiing was more than a sport. It was her escape. It was a way to see the world beyond her small town. As she grew older, her skills sharpened. In her teens, she made the junior national ski team. That gave her chances to travel outside her country's tight restrictions. These were the years when Ivana learned what it meant to be determined, something that shaped her life later on. She didn't only care about sports, Ivana also wanted an education. She studied at Charles University in Prague, one of the best schools in the country. In 1972, she earned her master's degree in physical education. But her life wasn't just about studying. In 1970, she began to make her way into the world beyond school. She made a quick but unforgettable appearance on Czechoslovak television in the children's show Pantau. It was a moment that showed her love for the spotlight. Despite her success in school and sports, Ivana was no stranger to controversy. In 1988, she claimed to have been an alternate for the Czechoslovak ski team at the 1972 Winter Olympics, competing in downhill and slalom. At first, many accepted her story, which added to her mysterious image. But like many things in Ivana's life, it was not quite what it seemed. Later, it was revealed her claim was disputed. Peter Pomez, the Secretary-General of the Czechoslovak Olympic Committee, said there were no records of her participating. A 2021 investigation by Snopes showed Czechoslovakia never sent women's alpine skiers to the 1972 Olympics. Ivana's story was in doubt, but she was never one to let truth hold her back. She was skilled at creating her own stories, and that talent spread into her personal life. In 1971, Ivana made a daring move that changed everything. She married Alfred Winkelmeyer, an Austrian ski instructor. It wasn't love that drove her, but strategy. By marrying Winkelmeyer, she gained Austrian citizenship. This let her leave Czechoslovakia without the shame of defection. It was a smart choice that allowed her to visit her family and chase new chances abroad. Their marriage was short. In 1972, Ivana got an absentee divorce in Los Angeles, where Winkelmeyer had moved to teach skiing. That part of her life ended quickly but served its purpose. It gave her the freedom to chase her dreams. Next, Ivana moved to Canada. In Montreal, her life became a mix of romance, tragedy, and change. She fell for George Steele, a lyricist and playwright, but George died in a car accident in 1973. Grief hit her hard, but she kept going. Ivana moved in with George Sirovatka, a man she had dated since 1967. Sirovatka had defected to Canada 2 years earlier and owned a ski shop in Montreal. Ivana often said they were married, but they never officially tied the knot. Living in Montreal was tough, but Ivana never gave up. She worked as a ski instructor and took up modeling. She didn't do it out of love for the work, but because she had to. She took night classes at McGill University to improve her English. At the same time, she modeled for companies like Eaton's and fashion designer OIS. Her biggest modeling gig was for the 1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal. She remained connected to the world of sports, even as she thought about her next step. That step came in 1976 and changed her life in unexpected ways. Ivana was in New York City for a modeling job when she met Donald Trump, a bold and ambitious real estate developer. It wasn't love at first sight, especially for Ivana. She was still with someone in Montreal and wasn't looking for a new relationship. But Donald didn't give up easily. He was not the type to accept no for an answer. Over the next few months, he pursued Ivana with relentless determination. He sent her 100 roses, took her to fancy dinners, and called her constantly. Even after she returned to Montreal, his persistence paid off. He surprised her by coming to a runway show in Canada. By Christmas, Ivana could no longer ignore the connection. Donald asked her to come to Aspen for a vacation. That trip sealed their fate. On New Year's Eve, as snow fell around them, Donald made a bold statement. If she didn't marry him, she would ruin her life. Ivana, caught in the moment, said yes. Their wedding was a spectacle from the start. The ceremony on April 9th, 1977, was held at the famous Marble Collegiate Church in New York. It was a lavish event attended by many wealthy and powerful people. Ivana looked stunning in her wedding gown. She was not just marrying Donald, she was entering a world of wealth, power, and ambition. Their honeymoon in Mexico should have been a happy beginning, but it brought an unexpected surprise. Ivana was pregnant. By the end of that year, she gave birth to their first child, Donald Jr. This marked the start of their family empire. But their marriage was also about business and status. Ivana soon became more than just a wife. She played a key role in Donald's growing real estate business. Recognizing her talent for design and detail, Donald made her vice president of interior design at the Commodore Hotel. He was turning the hotel into the Grand Hyatt. Her touch was everywhere. She created luxurious and grand atmospheres that became part of the Trump brand. Their business partnership grew strong. Ivana was not just working behind the scenes. She was leading projects, especially the development of Trump Tower. Her influence was clear in the building's sleek and rich interiors. One of her biggest achievements was her role as president of the Plaza Hotel. Ivana's leadership and vision helped turn the plaza into something new. The hotel had become a symbol of New York elegance, but it was more than just a place to stay. Behind the scenes, cracks appeared in their personal lives. By the late 1980s, the pressures of fame and success were taking a toll. The holiday season in 1989 was supposed to be joyful, but it marked a turning point. During a trip to Aspen, Ivana's world was shattered when she faced Mara Maples, Donald's mistress. The confrontation was loud and public, witnessed by many. Accounts describe a tense scene that quickly made headlines. Ivana, usually composed in public, could no longer hide her pain. Their marriage, once seen as powerful, was unraveling under the weight of scandal and media attention. Despite efforts to keep up appearances for their children, damage had been done. By February 1990, the situation hit a breaking point. Donald shocked everyone by locking Ivana out of her office at the Plaza Hotel. It wasn't just a personal blow, it was a sign their marriage and business partnership were falling apart. Legal fights over their prenuptial agreement soon followed, and the press had a field day with every detail. Adding to their troubles, Ivana faced heartbreak when her father, Milos Zelik, died suddenly in October 1990. Learning he had been an informant for Czechoslovakia's intelligence added complexity to her sadness. Despite their ongoing divorce, Donald stood by her during her grief. This was a rare moment of unity amid their stormy separation. Their divorce was finalized in 1992 and became one of the most public disputes of the decade. Ivana made shocking accusations against Donald, claiming he had raped and abused her. These claims fueled the media frenzy even more. Despite their bitter split, Ivana received a large settlement, $14 million plus $650,000 a year in child support. They kept their Connecticut home, a flat in Trump Tower, and a month each year at Mar-a-Lago. After the divorce, Ivana and Donald kept some form of togetherness. They focused on their children, and over time, their relationship softened. Ivana's presence at Donald's 2017 presidential inauguration showed they could put differences aside. Donald, despite his faults, respected Ivana's opinions. He even asked for her advice during his presidency. Mara Maples, the woman involved in the scandal, remained at the center of many dark stories about their complicated lives. After Ivana and Donald's marriage ended, she later expressed regret and hoped to be forgiven. She wanted peace and loved Ivana's children. Mara's relationship with her step-siblings, especially Tiffany, stayed strong, showing the complicated family ties that grew over time. Following her highly publicized divorce from Donald Trump, Ivana aimed to rebuild her life and find love again. In 1991, she was drawn to Riccardo Mazzucchi, an Italian businessman known for grand romantic gestures. Their courtship was like a movie, with Riccardo going to great lengths to win her heart. Once, after a simple lunch, he filled a room with roses, leaving Ivana both flattered and curious. Riccardo wanted to marry Ivana, and first proposed with a 10-carat diamond ring. Although impressed by the glittering offer, Ivana declined. Riccardo stayed persistent, and 3 years later, he proposed again, this time with a stunning Burmese sapphire. Ivana accepted, and they married in 1995, hoping for a new beginning. But their marriage only lasted 20 months. Despite Riccardo's love and claims he gave her more than Donald did, their relationship soon broke down. Ivana sued Riccardo for $15 million, alleging breach of confidentiality. The legal fight was tough, but they finally settled out of court, quietly ending their brief marriage. Ivana didn't stay single long. In 1997, she fell in love with Count Raogani della Dagona Lovatelli, an Italian nobleman known for his charm. Gani was seen as a sophisticated European who loved fast cars, beautiful women, and a glamorous lifestyle. When he met Ivana, he said he had left his wild days behind and focused on business. Their relationship was full of romance and mutual respect. Ghani wasn't just a lover. He was a partner who admired Ivana's independence. He famously gave her a red Ferrari for her birthday, showing his wealth and affection. Unlike her past relationships, Ghani brought a touch of elegance to Ivana's life. Even Donald Trump, her ex-husband, called Ghani a good man, which was rare coming from him. Sadly, their happiness was short-lived. Ghani died in a car accident in 2005, a loss that deeply hurt Ivana. His death marked the end of an important chapter in her life. The end of one of the most meaningful relationships in her life marked a sad turning point for Ivana. It was a connection that gave her love and respect. Her last big relationship was with Rossano Rubicondi, a much younger Italian actor and businessman. Their romance quickly grew into a whirlwind affair, leading to a lavish wedding at Lake Maggiore in 2008. The ceremony was a spectacle, attracting high society and all the glamour Ivana Trump was known for. From the beginning, their marriage faced problems. By 2009, just a year after tying the knot, Ivana and Rossano separated. Yet, their relationship didn't end entirely. Over the next 10 years, they were often seen together. Sometimes they were on again, off again. Their complicated relationship kept them in the news. In 2018, they even danced together on the Italian version of Dancing with the Stars. Their chemistry was clear both on and off the stage. In 2019, they broke up for what seemed like the last time. They cited the difficulty of a long-distance relationship. Even after splitting, they stayed close. They were often seen together in New York. Then tragedy struck. In October 2021, Rossano died suddenly at only 49. His death struck Ivana hard, as she had grown used to having him nearby. Even friends said she was deeply affected. In her final months, Ivana grew more withdrawn. She was famous for her confidence, but health problems slowed her down. COVID-19 was a big reason she stayed inside. Despite vaccines and safety measures, she was afraid of catching the virus. She isolated herself in her New York townhouse. She cut herself off from the social world she once loved. But it wasn't only fear keeping her inside. Years of skiing, a sport she enjoyed a lot, had taken a toll on her body. Her hip ached constantly. The pain was so bad that even simple things like eating out became impossible. Her friends, such as Zach Erdem, often said she was too uncomfortable to leave home. Things got worse after a fall. She tripped over a purse at a restaurant. The fall worsened her injuries and made her pain worse. It also made her feel more lonely. Adding to her sadness was Rossano's death. She never said she was truly depressed, but she talked to close friends about feeling very sad. Losing Rossano left a deep wound that never healed. Ivana quietly wrestled with her grief. Then, on July 14th, 2022, her days started like any other. The tragedy unfolded unexpectedly. Early reports said Ivana had a heart attack, but the truth was more heartbreaking. She had fallen down the stairs at her townhouse, and the fall proved fatal. The New York City medical examiner confirmed that her death resulted from blunt force injuries to her torso, ruling it an accident. Many who knew her had feared something might happen. Friends had long warned about the dangerous staircase at her home. It had a worn carpet and lacked safety features. Nikki Haskell, a close friend, had even refused to stay there because of the stair's danger. Still, Ivana chose to live in her beloved townhouse, filled with memories of her remarkable life. One morning, her personal assistant and a cleaning lady couldn't reach Ivana. They grew worried and brought in a maintenance worker. That's when they found her at the foot of the stairs, lifeless. A spilled cup of coffee sat beside her, a quiet detail amid a complex life. Her funeral, held on July 20th, 2022, was as glamorous as expected. It was a Catholic service at St. Vincent Ferrer Church with her three children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, each speaking warmly about their mother. The gathering included many in high society. Former First Lady Melania Trump and her son Barron paid their respects. One guest surprised everyone. Vanessa Trump, Donald Jr.'s ex-wife, arrived unexpectedly. Their breakup had been messy and highly publicized. Vanessa often had been the subject of Ivana's honest opinions, especially regarding her failed marriage. Despite the history, Vanessa came to comfort her daughter Chloe. Her presence showed how much Ivana had influenced those around her. Even after her death, her impact remained strong. Friends and family said goodbye, knowing Ivana's legacy would live on. It would be carried through her children, her empire, and the mark she left on everyone she knew.